Hello, welcome to the Always Be Comedy podcast. Our guest today, one of the greats of Always Be Comedy, it's Michelle de Swarte. Tim, I'm going to say this about Michelle. I first gigged with Michelle about 15 years ago. We used to do hand jester gigs together for Wade McElwin.
Okay.
And we always got on really well. But if I'm completely honest, I've got to know Michelle a lot better this past couple of years.
Yeah. I definitely gotten to know her better this last couple of years as well, as a result of just how often she does Always Be Comedy. She must have been in like the top 5 of appearances at Always Be Comedy last year, I think. It has to be.
Definitely. And always one of those acts who the way they fit Always Be Comedy, the Venn diagram is a perfect circle.
Oh my God. Absolutely. Our audience love her. She also, for her own work in progresses, she'd bring a lovely audience with her as well. It's a lovely, lovely fit, I must say.
Perfect marriage, that, isn't it?
Perfect marriage, exactly.
Michelle de Swarte is on tour. I mean, if we're honest, there's about 3 tickets left.
Yeah, it's not loads. There's not loads of opportunities to see her now, but there are tickets left still in some dates. So, trust me, I've seen this show a lot, such as how often she warmed up at Always Be Comedy. So I can tell you with authority, The Afters is a superb show.
Also, what happened is I do a lot of TV warm-up. As you know, I love it. And I warmed up a recent Graham Norton who's on our good friend Michelle de Swarte. There's every chance you've seen the clips.
Yeah.
If you haven't, first of all, props, as the kids briefly said in 2011, I don't know, props to Graham Norton. Graham Norton is clearly a big fan of Michelle. I think they'd done the RuPaul, the Drag Race show, sorry, 47, the Drag Race programme on the television. They'd done that. Norton clearly really likes Michelle, and so that really came. Graham's enthusiasm and warmth towards Michelle really came, as it does with every guest. The guy's a genius, but it really came across, and the way he championed Michelle was great. And Tim, in terms of a comedian nailing a chat show appearance, my God. Michelle, I'm friends with Michelle's agent, Rick, gets a shout out on this episode. We were WhatsApping each other. He's in the green room. I'm on the studio floor. We are WhatsApping each other while it's happening because it was such a beautiful, pure moment.
That's great.
He obviously loves Michelle. That's why he's her agent. I love Michelle as a friend and as a comedian. And so in real time to do this like running commentary, it was fantastic, and I treasure that memory. It was great. And if you've not seen the clips, do yourself a favor. Google Michelle de Swarte Graham Norton show, and you'll find it. And at one point, the other guests, Jessie Buckley, Jack Black, Paul Rudd, they were physically exhausted from laughing. I mean, it was incredible.
Oh man, it's really great. A side shout out to the Graham Norton Show Instagram, because they're very good at clipping up things now.
They really are.
I went for a Miriam Margolyes binge recently. Like unbelievable, and it's almost now engineered in a way that like they're setting up stories for these Instagram reels. It's an amazing, it's quite a mad thing how it's changed. But you can while away days watching just reels from Graham Norton. It's incredible. And crucially, Michelle de Swarte's one on there about being a model is hilarious.
It's extraordinary.
Yeah.
While you're having your doom scroll, you've got to watch the way Tim Key and Graham Norton tell that. I won't spoil it, but with the way they tell that particular story, the back and forth between the two, it's really great.
It's so great. It's like Key hasn't done like such a mainstream show like that really before, and he's on with Laura Dern, Will Arnett and co. and he just smashes it like he smashes a gig up Tommyfield. It's an amazing, brilliant, wonderful thing to watch.
And that's the great thing about Norton. He's so smart and intelligent and emotionally intelligent. The way he puts acts at ease. So it's comedians that we know as
Yeah.
mates, and it's Hollywood A-listers, and you name it. And the way that these people are obviously feel comfortable enough to be themselves and tell these stories. And I mean, I saw Bryan Cranston tell a story about an uncle, I think was a nudist. It's like, just the way he told it. I know Billy Connolly's like the benchmark of chat show appearances. The way Cranston told this story, Billy Connolly himself would have given it a round of applause.
Right.
It's a very. I think you and I, Tim, we're mindful what a special show that the Graham Norton show is, and so we're not. It's very easy to puff out your cheeks and go, "Cool, that was a great show." As we look back on something, whereas in real time we're acknowledging that what Graham Norton and that team, what they're doing with that show, you can't praise it enough, and it's important to champion it while it's happening.
It's really, really brilliant that you can get. It's a show that celebrates stand-up comedians as well. Like,
Yeah.
you don't get many opportunities to see a stand-up comedian next to literally like a future Oscar winner, Hollywood A-lister.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I always think of is Greg Davis and Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Just like that opportunity just doesn't really come up on any other show. It's an amazing thing.
Lee Mack making John Cleese laugh so much that John Cleese starts banging his feet against the floor.
That's the blue coat story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's a top 3 Graham Norton clip for me.
Oh, it's extra, guys. I'm sure a lot of you will have done the deep dive on the Norton clips, but make sure you include that one as well. But anyway, brings us back to Michelle de Swart, because her appearance fits snugly alongside all of these great performances and appearances that we are talking about. But as Michelle reveals, there weren't that many. There were a few tickets left in certain venues, and then the Graham Norton appearance is. Michelle sort of. Oh, hang on, I wouldn't say. Would I have the courage to say this to her face? No, but I'm going to do it anyway. So Michelle says that there was an incremental step from Norton, but then does later on reveal that the Norton appearance absolutely hoovered up the last few tickets that were available.
Yeah, absolutely. Quite rightly too.
And quite rightly, and deservedly so. So Tim, to hoover up those last few tickets at any venues that aren't sold out, if you Google Michelle de Swart, The Afters, and then also Michelle does have her own website.
Yes.
Right, I would say this to any comedian, and I know that we have a lot of new comedians out there. I would say, this might not be the coolest advice, I would say it's worth getting your own website. If they're relatively inexpensive, and it's just it is ultimately a calling card.
Yeah.
And so just get your dates on there, and it doesn't matter if you're open mic, but if someone sees you at a gig and you have a really good one, and then they say, "I'd love to see you again," your own website is just a great way of putting the shows out there.
And Michelle's website is very good because as soon as you click on michelledeswart.com, all the dates are there, and it even tells you which ones have tickets left still, and so on. It's for me a dream. It's an easy way to know where she is and what she's doing. At this stage, I would normally promote her gigs with us at Always Be Comedy, but they are, to be absolutely fair, sold out. Such is the success of Michelle de Swart. However, you can get tickets for upcoming shows with people like Harriet Dyer, the brilliant Joe Kent Walters making his Always Be Comedy debut. Cannot wait for that. Kyla Cobbler, Judy Love, Ian Sterling, Ivo Graham. There's so many to go through. Sindhu V, Annie Magliano, Finn Taylor, Ian Smith, more and more and more. Jin Hao Lee, Joe Thomas, Daniel Fox, Laura Smith, Ahir Shah. I could keep going, but just know there are a huge amount of Always Be Comedy shows coming up with limited tickets left, let's say.
It's always great to see you. Hopefully we'll see a show soon. alwaysbecomedy.com/tickets. Now, you will see on Michelle's website, some do say that there's tickets available, but when you actually click on the venue, you will see that we're talking last knockings at some places. So if you've not, what we're saying is get a wriggle on michelleswarte.com/live. It's all there. And she deserves every bit of success coming her way. Always great to see her. Tim, here she is, the maestro, Michelle de Swarte. Hang on, right, we're recording. Michelle, talk us through. Tim, it looks... Only Michelle could make this look cool.
Yeah, it's a lovely setup.
It looks great, doesn't it?
Are you taking a piss?
No.
Because you know what? I've just moved in somewhere and I was just like, this is the most uninteresting wall.
No, but you put off... If that was me, I'd look like I was hostage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, man, because I literally was like, I've got a plant here and I was like, is there a way to sort of make this happen? Do you know what I mean? Like, is this... What?
You don't need the plant, you know. I'd need full like Centre Park's background to make it interesting. Fuck, that's quite working class. That was my go-to reference.
Oh, do you know what? It's only recently I found out that I always thought Centre Parks, growing up, I thought it had a controlled tropical environment underneath that glass dome. Am I the... No, just me. Because you know
what are you on about? No,
you
sorry,
know
what are you on about? It's rude.
You know when you were growing up and they would show you the Centre Parks advert? It was always this like Crystal Maze style glass dome, innit?
Yeah.
And they were like, it never rains in Centre Parks. And everyone, it always looked tropical inside there. And like there was like trees and a swimming pool. And I always thought it had like a tropical climate, like Kew Gardens or something under that glass dome. I thought it was like summertime in there and cold everywhere else.
Well, I've been to Centre Parks approximately 1 billion times. I think you're not that wide of the mark.
I don't think it's a mad thing to say.
Thank you. Well, that's what I thought. And then someone was like, I say someone, my cousin, when she went, oh, she's going Centre Parks. I was like, I bet that's nice, innit? Get a bit of warmth. And she just looked at me like, what? And I was like, because under the...
It's only really the pool, which it's a big old pool, but it's only really the pool that's under that dome. All the shopping and all the... Everything else is out.
You know how you've got a kid's mind, but you don't update the data. You haven't gone back and gone
100%.
Probably in reason now and apply that. And I just was like, wow, tropical environment under a dome. Anyway, whatever. We digress.
No, I'm the same. I thought Don Valley. I was too old to still think this. I thought Don Valley was named after a guy called Donald Valley rather than the River Don. I mean, that.
You know what, James?
What's Don Valley?
There's the River Don, and then there's a valley called the Don Valley. And I thought that in the Sheffield area, there must have been some guy called
Donald.
What was Donald Valley famous for? Mate was like, are you insane?
If Don Valley is not a working, like an old school working club comic circuit, I don't know what is.
Absolutely. But I'm with you, Michelle. There's certain things that when you're a kid, and you're right, you don't... Michelle, there's a bit in this. You don't revisit those bits.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that opinions or thoughts to ever change if you've never, Do
you know what I'm saying? Like, do you know, like, I've got... My brother's 9 years younger than me, right? So, like, I had to do, like, a lot of bringing up with him. And now it's like he's 35, but... it wasn't that long ago. I remember going like, bruv, do you want a chow mein? And he went, nah, man, I don't like the slugs. And I was like, what?
So where's he got that from?
Me. No, that's me. That's me at the point when he was young saying to him, the bean sprouts were slugs. He has never revisited it. And as an adult, I'm like, do you want a chow mein? He's like, nah, man, I'm not into the slugs. You know what I mean? I was like,
what a lovely compliment that he looks up to you so much. No, but Michelle wouldn't lie. not about the slugs in the chow mein. Good old Michelle. What a way. How old was he when he found out? Like 20s?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. No, like we were just sat, like it was just something really innocent. I was like, do you want to get a chow mein? And I'm not into the slugs. And I was like, we were.
Oh man.
God.
What influence you've had.
Right.
Hang on now, Michelle. I have to address this. I've not seen you since Norton. I would say that is an example, because I think we live in an age now where you can appear on a lot of TV shows and it doesn't have the impact that it used to have. But from my vantage point, that Norton appearance, did you not feel that took you up even another level?
It definitely is like, it's a privilege to be on Graham Norton, you know what I mean? Like, I definitely felt like, I'm not like, oh, but kind of, yeah, like, thanks for having me on, especially when I felt like I was sort of, can I see the difference? No, not really. It's incremental, isn't it? People think sort of, if we think about like the fame game, that it's this sort of thing that then you're like, oh, that's a markable experience. But they're all just incremental little things where you sort of go, oh, okay. Oh, I feel like I've recognized a bit more now for this time. And then it sort of dies down a bit and then it sort of ebbs and flows. So it definitely, as a working comic, felt like like a milestone, like it's like live at the Apollo, that means something. Getting your own TV show, that means something. Going on Graham Norton, that means something as a comic, and like sort of says something about how your work's gone.
And it's only heading in one direction as well, Michelle. Sorry, to the listener, I was pointing upwards.
I kind of wanted to know, where is that? It's all heading in one direction. I'm like, where?
You better point. Oh, that way. No,
it's all heading to Centre Parks, me.
This Friday, in 20 minutes. Oh man, that'd be a tough gig.
Do you know what? Right? It fucking would, wouldn't it? But talking about that, just to be able to know that you was there and hear your voice before I went on, it really felt calming, because I was stood with Jack Black and Paul Rudd and Graham, and I was like trying to keep yourself calm, but you are like, there's a bit of your head going
100%.
What are you doing here, mate? What are you doing here? And I could hear your voice, and I turned around to Graham and I was like, that's James, that's James. And he was like, what? I was like, it's James, it's James talking. He was like, okay, all right.
Well, Graham's a proper fan of yours, isn't he?
He must be to have me on, but I'm a fan of his, mate. It's really hard to sort of hold it together when really what you want to do is like bend someone over, pull down their pants and put your face in their crack, just to let them know how much you truly love them. So, yeah.
I mean, I got that impression, the way he introduced you and the way he talked about you from the RuPaul show that you'd done. That was the impression I picked up, that he was all aboard the Swarte bandwagon.
Yeah, he was so nice, man. Like, he came into my dressing room beforehand and was like, how you feeling? You're right. Just letting you know, like, we're here to just, like, he just couldn't have been more supportive. And then after the show, he came into my dressing room again and was like, how did you feel? You did a good job, blah. I was like,
wow.
And then he sent me a really nice message on Instagram. But when it came out, just being like, I hope you're happy with the edit and stuff. And like, I wrote back, I was like, dear Graham, I feel like I should be a bit formal, even though we're on social media. I was like, thank you so much for having me on, like, genuinely. So yeah, he couldn't have been nicer.
I mean, Tim and I put him on a pedestal.
Yeah.
I think he's the greatest interviewer maybe ever on telly. But what you've just said there, I mean, that's...
Yeah,
that he's somehow gone even higher. Tim, that's unreal, isn't it? That's not surely unheard of.
I assumed Graham Norton wasn't in charge of his own social media, so I assumed it was just some intern put up clips. That's great.
I always assume that it's someone else doing the social media.
Well, don't take this away from me. It might be.
No. We're not sending the child to do that.
No. That definitely sounds legit. Don't forget, I'm a football fan, and every time, say, if a team loses, it always feels very much like the person that does the media department. Thanks for your support today. We go again next weekend. You're like, you didn't write that, So,
I remember a comedian doing like a wacky tweet, but I was watching them at a gig in Newbold as it went out. And I was like,
"Oh, that is delicious."
That was a real game changing moment. It's like, find out Santa's not real. It was a bad time.
That is, those moments are like, it's really sad, isn't it?
It's sad. It was. I was like,
a wacky tweet. How's it
a wacky tweet.
You're on stage.
Do you know what? Even though I've been doing stand-up for fucking ever, when a comic says on stage, when they constantly say that this is a true story, I still feel a bit disappointed. I'm like, what do you mean this?
Yeah,
Isn't it
yeah.
all true?
So true.
Do you know what I mean? Like when they're
Yeah.
like, this is a true story. I'm like, we're 30 minutes in. What do you mean?
This, ignore previous 29 minutes, ignore that shit.
Yeah.
But this is the real stuff. Do you not think, I bet you're the, well, I know, I mean, I think I've got a good bullshit detector. Michelle's will be fucking Jedi level. You can always tell when when a story's not true.
I don't really know. I kind of presume it is all true. I think I struggle when someone has a really different onstage persona to who they are
Oh
offstage.
my, mate, I still, at the age of 47, I still find that discombobulating. When someone's like your lovable best mate on stage and then they're a bit of a dick off stage, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, or not even a dick, or just like a completely different person. I find it really hard to talk to him after. I'm like, I don't understand what is happening. Do you know what I mean? Or like some people that are really like, just nerves and stress is one thing. Do you know what I mean? People get stressed out. But if they're like a completely different character and they're not a character comic, and then they come off and they're all like, "Wah," and I'm like, wait, I don't get what's happening.
Totally agree. Well, something Josh Widdicombe said, and he's quoting Frank Skinner, that Frank Skinner says, on stage persona, you're just dialing little bits up and little bits down of your authentic self. I mean, that's you, Michelle, isn't it? You've definitely successfully done that.
Yeah, I think I've made a career out of my own flaws, quite frankly. That's what comedy. Do you know what I mean? That is what it is, isn't it?
I
Like you kind of made something out of things that in normal society might not be that palatable, but in a room full of people where they can all sort of go, "That's weird." You're like, "Okay, it's a thing."
Well,
It's
with the afters, because I've seen the afters a lot, that feels like every word that is real. Like there's none of that feels at all even exaggerated, to be honest. It all feels exactly true.
part of your success. Sorry, I'm telling Tim and me like the sternest life coaches ever. What you see is what you get, and I think that's what people love about you, Michelle.
Oh, that's good to know. Thanks.
Hey, you're welcome.
I can't add on that
No,
without some
no, I don't know what I'd say.
absolute fucking twat. I was gonna say pillock. What did you say the other day? The other day, James. What did you? Struth. Struth.
Struth.
I said we got to bring that back. That's got to come
Struth.
back.
I use Struth quite a lot on the old WhatsApp. It doesn't. Certain words should be brought back. Pillock is Michelle. Pillock's a fucking pelter.
Yeah, pillock. And I was saying to you that I saw someone online the other day say I ain't got niche, and I was like, that's got to come back. That has got to niche. Nothing. That's got to come back.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Niche. Oh, we was probably up in the old town, the Don Valleys or wherever. Maybe that was a London term.
Maybe it was. Timmy, have you got niche?
I've got Nish.
Never
Absolutely nothing.
never felt more left out in my life. One of these kids is doing their own thing. Well, hang on, we did a chat, I think, last year, maybe the year before, because Michelle, you put this show on sale. You've not got, by the way, if you've not got your tickets yet to the afters, good luck, because we're down to, I mean, I think we're right, Michelle, aren't we? Nationally, we're down to the last few tickets.
Yeah. There was a few left, and then I was getting a bit worried actually because we put on extra dates, and I was like, these ain't shifting as quick. I say that. What do I do to promote myself? Nothing.
On
What do
Graham
I
Norton, on the biggest chat show.
Hang on, what? Annihilated it on Graham Norton. I think you've done all right.
Was there a Norton Spike? Or sorry,
Third standing ovation. I think you've done all right, Michelle.
Well, luckily, because the first lot went really quickly, but I had the amazing Sam Piccone doing my socials and putting out clips.
Yeah.
Once they were told, I was like, oh, they're done now. And then we put on some more dates, and I was like, I didn't do anything to sell them. And then I was like wondering why they hadn't sold, even though I just said I have done nothing to sell them. But anyway, then we did Graham Norton, and now they've shifted. Come on, Swindon. I was like, how the fuck am I going to sell a 300-seater in bloody Exeter? And then you're sat next to Jack Black and Paul Rudd while they promote Anaconda, and they're great and pants to you, and it's like, I sort of want to go, yeah, no, this is a great, good luck with your massive international film. If you could just come to Swindon.
So hang on. So so those places that you were worried about, say Swindon and Exeter, did Norton hoover those up a take?
Yeah. There's still a sprit. There's a garnish left, but nothing I'm too stressed about now.
So we'd said last year or the year before, because you're selling all these tickets, Afters goes on sale, absolute boom time. Where do you think the fans have come from? Is it a rich mix of stand up, telly, like you name it, all the different places have all added up?
I mean, yeah, I'll tell you what, I don't think anything will shift your tickets personally as good as you putting out clips. That's what I think sells tickets today. Now, I might be wrong, but like I've done some, I started acting in like 2019, and I've done some big shows acting wise, and I don't think that necessarily transfers to selling comedy tickets. I don't think so. Nor does it transfer to getting followers on social media. The biggest spike I've had from followers on social media is via stand-up clips being like, doing well.
God, that's fact. We have a lot of comedians and a lot of aspiring comedians listening to this pod, mate. They'll be literally, they'll be writing that down. I mean, you would know firsthand. So I think if you're saying that, then
Yeah, be brave enough to burn your material, man. And then also I just think that's good. Like, because then you're like the afters is bar like one filler story, which is now kind of done now, is all new from January, last year. So, you sort of want to, there's something quite good about just putting them clips from your last tour or your last, bits that you relied on and just getting them out. And then that generates ticket sales. That's how it's been for me. Because I feel like I might do a bit too many different things for people to go, oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
I like doing that show. I bet she's good on the, it doesn't, stand up I think's best to sell stand up tickets.
It might be too early to ask. Will the afters be filmed at some point then?
Yeah. No, it's not too early to ask. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great.
We're
Where?
gonna film we're gonna film the Hackney Empire. Because I'm
Tommy
doing
Fields, that's confirmed.
Tommy Fields. I'm gonna do the Hackney. I'm doing 3 Hackney Empires, so I think we'll film the last 2.
Right.
And then,
3 Hackney, Michelle, mate, 3 Hackney Empires, brilliant.
yeah, it's all right, isn't it?
It's decent.
Yeah, it's decent. It's
Yeah.
decent.
Film the last 2, that's great.
Yeah, I think film the last 2, and like my kind of feelings on like what to do with it after is like, if anyone wants it, great. If they don't, I chuck it on YouTube. I clip the fuck out of it and I put it on social media as well.
What's Rick thinking?
Oh, you know what? The man is a mystery. I don't know. What is Rick thinking? But,
Netflix.
but
Rick is Michelle's agent for the listener.
yeah. Rick's my lovely live agent.
Yeah.
And I don't know. But my feelings are sort of like, let's get it in the bag and then let's see what we can do with it.
Yeah.
But I don't think anything's promised. You know what I mean? I'm not someone who's like, yeah, and then because I want this and I expect this result out of it. I just think that stand up wise is you can be really hard on yourself like that. I always say to comics when they go to Edinburgh, I'm like, look, man, you're gonna get 24 hours of stage time out of this month, and that is gonna take you forward in your career maybe a year or 2 than you would have done doing 10-minute gigs, 20-minute gigs. And that's what you get out of Edinburgh. Like, don't be thinking, am I going to get nominated? Even if you do get nominated, what is the biggest result of that you're going to get? You might get out on 8 out of 10 cats or something. Realistically, you might get on a couple panel shows. But there's no big thing that happens. So, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts, is that like, I'm happy with this hour. I'm proud of it. It's getting better. And hopefully, wherever this ends up, it will lend itself to having a bigger tour on my next go.
Yeah.
Are you New Year? Are there any? Have you set any goals or anything like that for 2026?
No. No, sorry. Like, well, do you know what I mean?
That did not go how I intended.
No, like at this point, I dared to weigh myself the other day and I was like, yeah, that tracks, mate, that tracks. So going, just
Mate,
trying to like
me-
go to, just like look after myself, you know what I mean? My biggest thing was I bought someone, I said to someone, I'll pick us up a vape on New Year's Eve, and they got me this monster. So I've just like, I just got to get through this, and then it's going in the bin, and then I'm back to my mints and sprays. Whatever. Do you know what I mean? You get older, innit? I'm 45, you're 47. Tim, you're 22. It
Yeah,
just
I'm
every
22. Yeah.
the years just
Born in the
go
year
by.
2000.
Yeah.
Michelle's 45, I'm 47. Who's got the better genes? Hmm.
Yeah, but listen, this ain't natural, Tim. Come on, man. You know me. I'm a pincushion. So whatevs. Do you know
Well,
what I
so I
mean?
did say a word.
Yeah, Tim.
Oh yeah, sorry, not Tim. Sorry, James. No, when I say that this it's had intervention.
Sure.
It's had a bit of
Yeah, but you
intervention.
can't. Hang on, I sound like I work for Closer magazine. You can't. But you, what a reference! But you can't tell.
Well, no, that's because I don't fucking go and get Botox on Groupon, James. That's why.
God, I'm absolutely intrigued. Hang on, one thing I've always wanted to ask. I'm going to ask it now. When you were modelling, were you always the funny model? What I mean is, was this always on the cards?
I wouldn't say it was always on the cards, but yeah, I was the funny model. But it you don't have to do loads in a serious setting like fashion to get some laughs, which is what lulled me into this false sense of skill set in the beginning. I was like, I am hilarious. And it's like, go do that with civilians then. Do you know what I mean? It's easy to make some people laugh. Like people want that comedy break in fashion because they're like everything's so serious. You do something silly and make fun of yourself. It comes across way funnier than it is.
What? So in the world of modelling, you were like peak Charlie Chaplin compared to everyone else. I take it.
Oh yeah. I thought it was John Candy. Do you know what I mean? I was like, ha 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 ha, I'm so funny. You know what I compare it to, right? You know like if you hold the door open for like a gorgeous woman and she smiles, you think, but she hasn't said thank you. She just smiled. And somehow in your head, you've gone, oh, isn't she nice? And all she's done is looked in your eyes.
I used to be I used to be a sports writer, and in football, I was chatting with someone that worked in a media department at a club, and we were talking about a footballer who said good morning, and we're both like, "Oh my god, they are so down to earth." And then we went full circle and went, "God, how low is the bar?"
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and it's
Crazy.
true in television. I mean, as a warm up, I mean, sorry, not really for me to say this, but my agent will get feedback. Oh, what a nice bloke. And I said to Paul, my agent, I'm like, the bar is so low because I turn up on time. I say please and thank you because we
Yeah,
work in an industry where people are like throwing cups of coffee or whatever.
yeah.
Hang on, that's not everyone, just one or two. But
Just a
it's
few.
true, isn't it? When the bar is so low.
Yeah. So I think like yeah, it's easy to be funny in a really serious setting that is kind of ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
So what happened? How did that first gig come about? To go from being the funny model, cracking up whoever on the shoot, but then to make that first foray, that's a different ballgame,
I'd
isn't it?
I'd have probably got into it a bit sooner, but I remember mentioning it to someone, like a friend of mine, because I moved to New York in 2000, so when I was 20. And I remember saying to her, like, I'd like to try stand up. And she turned around and she was like, oh God. She was like, I always get a real sense of dread when any of my friends say that, which now I can
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
But at the time, I really took that as like, I hadn't, I'd never thought about trying anything in the arts or doing anything creative. So when she said that, I was like, oh God, how embarrassing. I better not even think about it. And then I didn't explore the idea again until I started getting to the end of my 20s. And then I just had just more friends living in New York, friends that worked in the arts and stuff. And I was a bit more like, I was throwing like parties and, like sort of quite arty installation parties and weird shit like that. And I was like, oh, I know all these creative people. Like, I could do a bit of stand up. Do you know what I mean? And so then did my first gig, invited my model agents, invited all of my friends. I think it was a bringer. That must have been the reason why I did that. So I'm going to presume it was a bringer, and I'm not an absolute fucking psychopath. So I invited all of my friends, my agents. I thought I had an all right gig.
Yeah.
I look back, no. But everyone was very supportive in a way that I'm not sure they would have been in the UK. I think they would have really taken a piss out of me and crushed my confidence.
But isn't that quite good to have as your first gig? I think
Yeah.
it doesn't traumatize you immediately.
That feels like quite a positive
Yeah.
experience, doesn't it?
Well, just the American culture, everyone's really like, yeah, go for it, try. They're more okay with failure in order to do well. Do you know what I mean? They're like, well, this is all part of it. Yeah, we've got to see the journey. Whereas, England is a country where like you trip over, people feel embarrassed on your behalf, culturally.
Yeah.
We see someone do something embarrassing and we cringe. Like culturally, the majority of us do that. We're like, oh,
Why,
brutal.
why is that about Britain? And we look, we like people to do well, but we don't like people to do too well. I just find that heartbreaking.
We have a class system that depends on people staying in their station. And although it's changing now, I think that those kind of constructs were there to make you stay in the parameters of your class. Like that's what I reckon that's what I reckon the origin culturally of us being like that is from.
And Tim, and I talk about Coldplay a lot, and I know they're doing all right. Coldplay, first album came out, everyone in Britain, oh my God, they're so cool. Second album came out, and they've got big in America, and it was like, oh my God, this is so exciting. And then there was like some sort of meeting, and then everyone was like, oh, they're fucking wankers. And it's like, what? It's like, it's that, I don't know, it's Luke Littler getting booed at the darts last week.
The Luke Littler stuff's fascinating. Yeah, it's mad.
18-year-old
What,
kid.
the young darts guy.
Yeah,
But you know what? That is classic. We like to build you up. It's a Susan Boyle moment, isn't it? We're like,
Yeah.
the underdog. We
we
decide.
love the underdog.
And I wonder if it's because we come from a country that has a royal family and stuff, that we like to have some control in building someone up to a really high moment. And then when we see that it can be done, we're like, fuck you, drag them back down.
Awful.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Now, look, we're speaking to you. I mean, you're still flush with the Norton success. Tim and me really living vicariously through Michelle and the Norton experience. I love it. But now,
I love that you've just told me you're still flush with the.
all right, we're getting second-hand flushness. Tim and me warming our hands off the Swarte afterglow. But tell us that the meetings. I know you're in demand anyway. But the meetings and the phone calls, they must have gone up a notch on taking it post Norton.
Yeah, but I mean, well, look, this is the first day back to work since, because I did that on the 18th
Oh yeah, you're
of
right.
December. It came out on the 19th.
Yeah.
Then we've had Christmas, New Year's, and now everyone's coming out of their like cheese funk. So, I mean, I'm chatting to you on the Monday, and it seems like it's all right, James. So
Yeah, these were calls we meant. Yeah, you didn't know. You didn't pod.
It's not getting bigger than this.
yeah. Yeah, are the calls coming in? I'm like,
Yeah.
I think we did a soft launch chatting about the history of Centre Parks.
We were on the fence about having you until the call came in.
Tim, she's done Norton. I think we give her a chance. I really, all right, you've talked me around, fine.
Do you know what happened though? Like a couple of days after, my brother
so
come
funny.
over. Yeah, my brother come over and we were sitting in Brixton Market eating a burger, and I was like dressed in a hoodie and whatever because I'm moving, and this woman walked past and she went, and she got back. She went, oh, sis. Hello, what you doing? Keep it up, yeah? And then walked off. My brother was like, he went, bro, you gonna be getting a lot. And then he looked at me and he went, yeah, no, not today though. Just like, you getting recognised? And he was like, yeah, no, I think you're all right today. I was like, yeah, thanks, bruv.
As he's tucking into his slugs. Right, look, I know obviously there's been a TV show about it. I know you've talked about it a lot, but look, as someone who's done all this self-help in the world, when you've gone through bankruptcy, I know you've talked about it. What did you do to get the show back on the road?
Okay, so I actually was never bankrupt. I've never been bankrupt. I've always paid my taxes. I'm someone who's never had a credit card. I've never had an overdraft. But
I've looked into Skint too much.
spent. Thanks.
Oh my god, I got the name wrong.
Looked into
Got to
it
stay in. It's got
to
to stay
some
in.
extent. Yeah, maybe not too
Got to
much.
stay in. Got to stay in.
But
Got to stay in.
But actually, that is, I was trying to find a way to, because unlike Mia in Spen, I started stand up at 30. So I was able to transition, not really out of modeling, having another thing, but I had a passion and something that I was interested in doing.
Yeah.
So when I came back here, it was like I sort of had something to hold on to. Do you know what I mean? I knew I could do stand up. I knew I could pay my rent, blah, blah, blah. But it was probably a more interesting story to not have Mia. It's a bit too far-fetched, I think, for a TV show to be like, she stopped modeling, she started stand up.
Right. Okay. So did you ever go now? January the 11th will be 15 years of sobriety, right? Next
Yeah.
week. And so the reason why I'm saying that is because,
Congratulations.
well, no, but I would credit a lot of that. I could pull out the Paul McKenna books from my boxes. So I credit genuinely, unironically, self-help has played a big part.
Yeah.
Has that ever been on your radar at all, Michelle, or are you more just?
Absolutely, man. So where the parallels of spent in my life, I got to my late 30s, my life kind of imploded. I'd always done drugs. I'd always drank. Started smoking weed from about 12 or 13 years old. I'd done something, as in I put some sort of substance in my body every day, whether it be drinking, smoking weed, Valium, something.
Yeah.
Now, never in a way that was like I didn't turn up for work or anything, but I think that was just my own control freak in me. Do you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
I would never. And then I had a therapist, and I remember I couldn't pay her anymore, and she said, you don't have to pay me, but she goes, you can pay me when you got the money. But she goes, I really suggest that you stop doing everything because your life is unmanageable. You're homeless, like you're couch surfing, you're spinning plates and you're keeping up appearances, but for who? No one fucking cares. So like, what are you doing? And I just could not normally I would have been able to talk my way out of it. But I was like, you're right. I can't even afford to pay you. So the one thing I've never done is be completely sober. And so I did that for a couple of years. And I remember saying, like any fucking Brit, do you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, and when I get my shit together, I'll start drinking again. And that's exactly what I did. But I was really like, I was like, it's the one thing I hadn't done. And I think if I hadn't have done that, I probably wouldn't have propelled as quickly as I did when I moved back. Because I was genuinely like, it wasn't like a rock bottom as some people might talk about, but everything's relative. Do you know what I mean? And for me, I found it really humiliating just not having independence and not having my own money and not knowing where I was going to stay. And I found it really stressful. And so there was a temptation to just continue doing escapism. So yeah, I had to. Can I ask though, so you say you did self-help books. Did you ever go to AA or a program or anything
Never
like
did the meetings, And I've spoken to friends who did do the meetings, and they almost cannot comprehend that I didn't do them. And with me, it was pure stubbornness. So it was once I'd done a week sober, it was like, right, I'll do two, and then I did 2 weeks, and then by the time I'd done a month, I was like, I was so bloody minded. It was like, there's no way I'm pressing reset on the button now. And then a month becomes 2 months, and so on and so forth. And then it was more just not wanting to, as I say, press that reset, and it just went from there. Why did you do the meetings?
Yeah, I did meetings in LA. I didn't actually know how to do it. Like, so I had an American therapist and I was staying in LA at the time. And she was like, I suggest you go to some meetings. And thank fuck, because had I not, I just would not have, I'd do what? Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you mean meetings? So I went to meetings, but I went in like, I went in fucking like Studio City, man. Like meetings in LA. Oh, it's band camp vibes. And then when I came back to London, I remember being like, oh, I should probably find a meeting. And I was living in Plaistow at the time, and I was like, oh,
So hang on. So have you
different.
gone from Steven Spielberg to Ken Loach?
Mate, Steven still, yeah. Steven Spielberg to Susan Boyle. Do you know what I mean? It was like it was proper like it, yeah. And then when I came back to England, I was still really like I was very much into the culture of it, which is I think you need. I think AA is. I think it's great. I think it's really important for. Like I would never talk down on it, but it's definitely a new addiction. Do you know what I mean? It's a healthier one. It's like, the gym's not really bad for you. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. But when I came back, everyone was just sort of like, but you didn't have a drinking problem, Ish. You're all right. I never remember you staying up for 2 days or anything. And then it just slowly, I was like, okay, yeah, well, when I get some money, then I'll have a drink. And I remember I was out on a date. I was on a hinge date with this girl, and she was sort of doing my head in a bit. And she said she didn't like Mariah Carey, and I was like raging about that. And I asked for a soda and bitters, and they bought me a whiskey by accident. And I took a sip, and I just went, "Yeah, I'm having that. I'm
Jesus
having
Christ.
that."
So are you at a point now can you have your drink, I take it, and it's fine?
Yeah, I'm actually. I mean, I don't look. I think I genuinely would say my life would probably be better if I didn't drink at all.
The reason why I said it wasn't a loaded question. My then therapist, I don't do therapy anymore, but my then therapist, she took it as like a personal slight that I wasn't still able to have the odd drink. She was sort of like, I think this is extreme. I don't think you need to do this.
Well, you know what? That's why she's not your therapist anymore.
Yeah, maybe.
Because
Yeah.
because the thing is that like I think if I had more complete confidence, I probably wouldn't. And actually, I didn't find it like I would still go to pubs, I'd still hang out with people, I'd watch my friends rack up lines, whatever. I wasn't one of those people that's like, it's got to all be away from me. But I think ultimately what it comes down to is that there's like a sort of void. There's a void, there's like a bit of an emotional void inside of me. And sometimes it can be easier to fill it with wine. But I reckon
Oh, Michelle, mate. Yeah.
there's more work. If I had more self-worth, I could probably not drink. That's the honest truth. Not a funny answer, but the truthful
No,
answer.
I mean the hardest thing is, I mean, this is more of a private conversation, isn't it? But I'm sort of
Nah,
in it
it's
anyway.
not. Who's
The
having
heart,
a private
no,
conversation?
what I'm about to say is so like searingly honest, is because you then have to look the fact you have to face your authentic self. You have to
Yeah.
look that person in the eye, and you a bit like Fun Bobby and Friends. You start to think maybe I was hilarious because I was pissed, and and you have to go through that first month and entertaining the voices in your head and so on, and getting through that is, I mean, that first month is the hardest. And then also, mate, when you're staying in, and I mean, I'm going back 15 years now, but the shit that they were putting on television on a Saturday night, and you're like, it's like they want me to go out and get annihilated. Oh god, that didn't help.
Yeah, I think as you get older, like I've had the best night ever multiple times. I'm not going to be having the best night now at 45. Do you know what I mean? It's like I've had it, I've done it. Like I used to be a model in New York. What on earth is going to happen after doing a gig at Top Secret in Soho with a bunch of comics in their 30s? I don't think it's going to top. Do you know what I mean? Me being a runway model in my 20s, having access to every drug and every alcohol and every club and I think we're good. But yeah, it's more the sitting through every mood, and I think we just live in an instantly gratifying world now. And the same way long form thinking is kind of becoming obsolete. I think also what comes with long form thinking is going through a rainbow of emotions and being okay with it. Whereas now we just want to remedy everything. You're like, I've got anxiety, so what can I do about fixing this? And it's like some of it is just part of the fucking fabric of your day. Even if you're ecstatically happy, at some point you're going to start doubting yourself. You're going to be a bit sad. You're going to be paranoid. You're going to think people are trying to disrespect your honor because they cancelled on a brunch plan. Do you know what I mean? All of these fucking moving parts are there
You're
anyway.
right. You're right. Who's the? It's either who is it who says that they think therapy is a weakness? Is it Werner
Not
Herzog?
me.
It's either Werner Herzog or it's who's the guy? Who's the German self-help guy that sounds a bit like
Oh,
Werner?
the power is now. Fuck,
Yeah,
what's his name?
I'm sure it's one of those two because they both got very similar voices.
Eckhart Tolle.
Was it Eckhart Tolle that said one of those? I think it's one of those two said it.
Okay.
Where do you stand on that, Michelle? Because I've not done therapy for years, and when they first said it, whoever it was, I was like, no, it's bollocks. And then I think about it, not every day, but quite a lot, and I'm like, yeah, like you say there, maybe sometimes I have to personally address these and sit in these certain things rather than turning up every week and expecting this person to not
Yeah.
magic it away, but talk it through, what have you.
Yeah, I think therapy, look, I did therapy for 8 years. I think therapy is very good when you can't unpack. Look, okay, I think therapy is like this, right? You can keep your room relatively clean, okay? You have a bunch of people can come over and go, yeah, it looks all right, but you know that you have got washing
Yeah,
up in the oven, you've got shit
yeah.
underneath your bed, everything's packed, right? And what a therapist does is they come and they unpack everything and they say, we are going to do this together. And but in the middle of that, everything is in fucking disarray, right? And you go, great, I'm gonna have help. And they go, but I'm only coming for 1 hour a week. So you got to live in this mess for the rest of the fucking week. So everything looks bad before it's genuinely tidy. So I think it's good for those first initial things of like, when you think about something from the past and when you get drunk and you start overspilling and oversharing and doing all of that stuff, therapy is good. There is a point when, and I talk about this in this new tour, where I think you have to accept your personality. You might just be a bit of a dickhead. We all are. We can't like you. There's a point in time where you can't be like, well, I'm gonna turn it around. I've got a big fix. It's like y- this is you. So like, are we maintaining what you've got to work with? You are a flawed human being. Is this giving you the apparatus, or is this lulling you into a false sense of fixing shit that isn't you just got to live with actually?
I think you've put that so brilliantly. I mean, I must have done it for 10, 12 years, and I shouldn't dunk on it because it did do a brilliant job. So hindsight is 2020, isn't it? You're right, and you're right there when your authentic self and all that. So my therapy, I used to be when I was drinking and all that. I was so down on myself. I was such a down person, and then when I went sober, my therapist said, "What were you like when you were 7, 8 years old?" And I went, "Oh, you joking me, dude?
Great
Oh
timing.
my god!" I was in the middle of a podcast.
Oh, okay, bye.
Bye. The comedy
Oh my
timing of
God,
that
that's
7, 8 years
unbelievable.
The,
old.
the apple does not fall far from the tree. She goes,
Excellent.
what were you like when you were 7, 8 years old? And I said, oh, I was full of energy, really enthusiastic. And she was like, that's what sobriety's done. You've gone back to your authentic self. So it can be positive, but you got to put the work in.
Yeah, before I started therapy, I went for a while where like I didn't even really listen to music anymore. Like I just was like it made me feel too many different things. I'd watch loads of horror films. I loved horror films. Because that sort of did enough to me that I could sort of try and regulate myself. I didn't like watching old films. I didn't like doing anything that engaged in bringing up memories or brought up emotions that I wasn't completely in control of. And and it made me cynical and bitter and quite abrasive and hard around the edges. Do you know what I mean? So I think like I think it's important to do the major unpacking. But you see me even now at fucking 45. I had my mum over. I mean, my mum fine, whatever. And then she left, and I started ruminating about some childhood shit, and I just thought, oh, shut the fuck up, shut up, shut up. Your mum's a grown woman. You're a grown woman. That's happened. Everyone's doing the fucking best they can. Whatever. Like, what are we trying to? Why are we picking the scab?
And also, what you
I
because
mean,
I do the exact same thing. But then also, what you're going to achieve. You know, she ain't going to build a time machine and go back and go, they, you know what, I shouldn't have done that. They have changed it. You know,
yeah.
we're shouting at the rain, aren't we?
Yeah, and also like now I go, I'm happy with my life. I couldn't things have worked out really well for me. I've been very fucking lucky. I've had so many things where like so many auspicious things have been like, bestowed upon me. Like, what the fuck are we complaining about, really? And also, even being able to sit back and be philosophical about your life is such a privilege. Do you know what I mean? It means that you got enough space and time to do that. So like,
You're right. And look, you've put the work in, you've made it happen, and you deserve all of this, mate. So, well done.
well, some of it is, some of it's luck, mate. Do you know what I mean? That, yeah, you want to line up everything. You do want to line things up and you put in the work, but also you got to be in a headspace where when things do line up, you can see that it's happening and make the most of them situations.
Right, Michelle, you're curating your dream comedy gig. Do you have any pre-gig rituals?
Pre-gig rituals. Yeah. I just try and have a little moment with myself before I go on stage, get out of my head and remind myself that what I want to do is I want people to have a good time. And that is actually not about me. I want to entertain them. And I have got a great opportunity to make people laugh. What a great thing to be able to do. And I have to do that in my head. If I get too caught up in me and my set and what I want to work and need the room and this and that, and then I start getting into me and rather about what I'm trying to do, which is be entertaining.
That's very powerful.
Yeah. So that's my sort of ritual. I do some power moves as well. Do you know what I mean? I try and sort of, put my arms up in the air and stuff, have a little stretch.
That's good. Timo, sorry, Timo, this is where behind the bar we could do with a bit more space for Michelle to do proper
Yeah.
stretching.
Yeah, it's on we work on for 2026.
Who would MC?
Who would MC? Kane Brown.
Great.
Brilliant.
Great.
Choice. Please talk us through Kane Brown.
Kane Brown, I cannot say enough how amazing it is that this man is finally getting
Yeah.
I don't just want to say the props he deserves, the money he deserves. He has worked long and hard at his craft. He is always so nice to other comics, always wishes them well. Always wants you to always make sure if he's hosting, he makes sure that audience is ready for you. It could not be a better environment for you to do your best. He's just lovely. He's a fucking exceptional comic. He's really funny. He's a black comic that can do both circuits and is loved on both circuits equally. And nor does he change. He's super authentic. He's just lovely.
How did Kane get that deserved breakthrough? What happened? Just from continually chipping away?
No, man, he did his podcast.
Yeah, his
And off
podcast.
the back of his podcast, he had enough viral moments on that then he just started selling out. And it's back to what we said before. I don't know which way you do the editing, but that like the best thing I've done to sell tickets for myself is to show proof of content,
Yeah.
which is stand up. And so I think there's a lot of people that just didn't know Kane and all of a sudden got to see him on all of these viral moments from his podcast. Then they go to his show and they're like, oh, this man's even better than we could have hoped.
See, that's great when someone comes to the show and a bit like Brett Goldstein. When he had his breakthrough, he had 15 years of stand up in that. Kane probably even longer. So when they go see them live, oh, they're a brilliant comedian.
Yeah,
Kane's tour is crowd work, so it's like you get to see him MC for like over an hour this year. It's amazing.
Yeah, but I will say this: Kane can do crowd work, but Kane is also a good stand-up comic. Like the man has sets. Like the man can do an hour of material. He's
Sure.
not someone who's like, I'm a crowd work comic. he is just a standard good fucking exceptional comic as well. So
Great. That's a great choice. Who would open?
I think I might go Tom Green, Thomas Green.
Oh yeah, he's having a big old blow up at the moment.
Is he? Yeah, I think I'd
Yeah,
go.
he's doing like 3 or 4 less square theatres. It's like mad.
Oh,
So I
is
did
it? I'd go,
really
I'd go,
well.
I'd go Thomas Green or Mike Rice.
Yeah. Speak my language.
Wait, what is this? How many people do I get for this lineup?
Up to
Open and
you.
middle,
But
closer.
Oh, open, middle, or closer?
You go open, middle, then closer, and then a couple of gig-related questions at the end.
Fucking hell. Okay, scrap that. I'm going. Oh, look, mate, this is going to be terrible for me to try and think because I'm just going to keep on swapping people out to be.
we've
No, you're all right.
got Thomas, we've got Michael, we've shouted them out. It was great. It's great.
Tell you what do you have Thomas open, Michael in the middle?
No. One white man, and that's it.
Fine. Who's
Fine.
winning, man?
Actually, do you know who's a fucking great, like, who can really set the night off ablaze is Kerry.
Yeah.
He
Great
would be a
choice.
good opener. Kane Brown and then Kerry. Oof.
Right.
Come on.
Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Thomas.
Kerry is. I mean, Tim, last time we saw Kerry,
Yeah.
I mean, she's such a gig smasher, isn't she?
Oh, she's crazy. Yeah. We know. God, I won't say who, but there's a comedian who says she is the best we've got, the best in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because do you know as well, she doesn't mind coming in and slowly introducing yourself. Like, she doesn't mind letting you get acquainted with her. Because she knows, like, she turns the volume up slowly. And I love that. Do you know what I mean? She's like, bang, 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 bang. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was so great to see her in Spinal Tap too. Like, it was amazing to see her get like such a huge, big Hollywood thing. It was an amazing thing.
Do you have a similar sort of thing, Michelle? Because you also juggle different things. Do you think that helps keep the stand-up fresh rather than it just being stand-up? I wonder if Kerry's also got that because she's able to do some acting. Then when she's doing stand-up, change as good as the rest and all of that.
Yeah. I don't know. For me personally, like, I really respect stand-up and I love the craft of it. And when I come back to it, I really appreciate that you're a one-man band and you don't have to do loads of takes and it just is what it is and it keeps you humble and you really have to sort of think about, you have to just be okay. Like, when I start a new hour, I'm like, I'm going to be rubbish for a couple of months. And I know that and I'm fine with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think that it's nice. You're quite ambidextrous, aren't you? Being doing other things and shit. So yeah.
Who would middle?
Okay, I'm gonna go. Fucking hell, I'm gonna go Mike Rice after Kerry.
Great choice. What a brilliant comedian. In fact, you're one of the people that recommended Mike Rice to us.
Not only did I recommend him, me and Sean both, Sean Walsh was telling you about him. I was like, fucking yes.
Yeah.
Then I did a gig, then I did Top Secret with Mike, and I was like, have you spoken to James? And he went, no. And then I texted you and was like, can I give him your number?
Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Michelle.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know what? You fished for that compliment and you deserve it.
I think I set it up and then
You
said
did.
you're welcome. Yeah,
You did.
I made the compliment myself.
I think he is one of the most exciting comedians around, like,
He's exciting.
at all,
Yeah,
anywhere.
right.
It's incredible to see what's happening with him.
Yeah, great choice.
So bloody exciting. Like, he's such he's one of the people. I remember watching him on stage. The first time I saw him, I was like, holy fucking shit. This is great.
Yeah.
You know who I felt like that recently? I just found out who Robbie Hoffman was, and I was like,
Yeah. Oh my god.
I sent her straight away. I sent her to Ashley's story because me and Ashley's story are like
Yeah.
we're voice note mates. And I was like, have a fucking look at this. Ain't this exciting? And she was like, oh yeah, she's solid. I'm like, this is great. But Mike Rice, I remember seeing him. I remember messaging Joanne McNally straight away, and I was like, do you know who fucking Mike Rice is? Because this man is on fire. Like, so good. He's got something you can't, but you can try your best to get there eventually, but to come with that level of like, that's you, we know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Great pick. Who closes this juggernaut?
For fuck's sake. Well, I mean, now I've just got to switch it all around, man, because actually, to think about it, Kyra Gray's been supporting me on tour for a few dates. I mean, I've had a bunch of different people supporting me, which me and you have chatted about, James. So, oh, little recommendations and that. But I'd say Kyra as an opener, actually. Fuck it. Kyra Gray as an opener, Mike Rice middle, Kerry Godleman closing.
That's a great gig.
That is a great gig.
Kyra's, I mean, I think all three of us really love Kyra. Kyra's got she's got the chops to be absolutely as big as she deserves, hasn't she?
Kyra is so like smooth and different and exciting. And to see, I started comedy in a time where when you did gigs on the black circuit, you had to be quite high energy. Do you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
for me, I would always be like, I'd either bomb or I would fucking crush and be like, I'm a comedy genius. And to watch Kyra come in with a very smooth ASMR voice, the jokes are good, she keeps it going. It's sort of like jazz, baby. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the construction of the jokes are really well done. And just to watch her do her thing in front of different audiences and just the way she is backstage, the way she carries herself, even how she is as a support act. And she's not going to be doing this for long, but she's not going to be supporting people for long, but
Yeah. Yeah.
she's just very good energy. She's got a really good work ethic as well, especially for, I guess, is she Gen Z or is she like the youngest millennial out there? I don't know, but like
What's
she,
newer than Gen Z?
huh?
What's newer than Gen Z? Who's on
Alpha.
it? Is it Alpha? Is she Alpha?
No, she's not alpha because alpha's like 7.
Oh,
Your kids,
right.
I'll get the kids back in. Come on.
yeah. Your kids are alpha, then Gen Z, right? Then millennials, then Gen X. So
Right.
anyway, but my point is I think Kyra for the win, man. I love her. Can't say enough good things about her. Really good comic, really strong,
That's a
consistent.
great gig. Now, has there been an incident that you would somehow love to replicate at this gig?
I tell you what, personally, no, because I do just think that's the thing of live performances. Once it's done, it's done. But I got to watch Felicity Ward do her live at the Apollo set, and I think it's out now. I haven't seen the end result, but me and her are really good friends. And to watch someone have one of the best gigs of their life and it be recorded
On live at the
and be
Apollo.
for live at the Apollo. Yo, I was more excited watching her than doing it than when I did it myself.
I think you said that to me at the Tommy Field. That is to the listener. That is authentic Mish. That is not just a good line. That is genuinely. You thought, yeah.
It was such a joy to see, man, because I think Felicity is great. And I think she's just kind of a bit underrated or underappreciated here. Do you know what I mean? I think she's got such a sunny sort of way about her. I sort of feel like it pushes against our culture a little bit. Do you know what I mean? You're like, imagine that she's just nice. You
I
know,
think you're right. She's an unbelievable live performer. We once had an admin error, not our fault. One of those things. We once had to do a gig downstairs at the Tommy Field.
Yeah.
It was, mate, that was one of the great gigs, wasn't it?
It was really
it's one of those
great.
gigs that it should not have worked, but it was dynamite. Everyone roofed it, and then she closed and climbed up on the bar. And I mean, you can guess the rest. It was just perfect.
yeah, man. She's being able as a comic to watch my friends go up, see him beforehand, be like, you're gonna crush it, watch him smash it in front of a TV crew. Yo, I felt like an agent. I was all like,
I'd just like to say, and I'm really ramming this point home, I had the exact same experience watching you on Norton.
oh, thanks, Dad.
You're very welcome. Yeah. At the FA Cup final. Now, has there been incident? Sorry.
So I was gonna say, when you watch someone that you like and see them do well, it's a joy.
It is a joy. It is. It's a lovely, pure moment. It is.
Yeah.
Has there been an incident that must not happen at this gig?
Has there been an incident that I wouldn't want to happen at this gig? I
Yeah.
mean, look, man, just like, drunk people, heckle it, just all the huge, man, all the huge, all the huge. I'm sort of past the point now in stand up. I've been doing it 15 years. I'm past the point now where I'm like, oh, that audience or this and that. I'm like, look, it's just an organism. The audience are one
And
organism.
if there is that, sometimes there's a moment that happens. Let's say it's a heckle or something, and it just sort of like it can have such a it might to the listener it might sound like such a small thing, but it's almost like some sort of dent has been
Yeah.
made on the vibe of the night, and it, people don't. Thankfully, we're at an age where heckling is not really a thing anymore, and but I don't think people realise the damage it can have. It can just fucking weird out the whole night, can't it?
It is. That's why I don't do crowd work, man. I just fuck that, man. I'm like, you talk, I'm like, yeah, great, keep it moving. Unless I can see that the person's not fucked, I would engage with them, but only for a shorter period of time. And then I'm literally just like, shut the fuck up. Because otherwise it gets silly and can derail the whole night.
We remember Tim and I were doing a show in Central London. It wasn't always be comedy, and in the room next door there was a stag do, and a stag threw a nappy at a comedian that we all know. And again, they've just they fucked the night for all the acts, all the audience members. It's so people don't realise what a selfish act it is, I suppose.
Yeah, and also, you're talking and people think stand-up's easy, like it's this happy accident, and it isn't. Like you're making it look casual. The better you are at it, the less work it looks like it takes. And so it can feel conversational. People feel like they know you. People feel like they're helping or they've got something funny to say. And it's like, unless that is your thing, like a Russell Hicks or a Kane Brown, or you know what I mean? Like, don't.
Ben Norris once said at a gig, not always be comedy. Somebody heckled, and he did it in such a good way, and it sounds quite arrogant, but he said, "I know it looks like I'm just up here having a chat, but do you have any idea how many years of hard work I've had to put in to get to this level?" I think he got a round of applause. But I mean, that's such a beautiful way of dealing with it, isn't it?
Yeah, man. I had my last tour, I got to the end of it, and this is just part and parcel of having spent years being a fucking cokehead, is that I'm still friends with a lot of people that are fucking deep in the game of
Sure.
cocaine, and they are not quiet audience members. And I was doing Leicester Square Theatre last time on my tour. Catherine Ryan, the fucking queen that she is, was like,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna warm up for you," and I was like, "What?" After being her tour support, she's like, "Yeah, yeah, it's the last your tour. I'm gonna come and warm up for you," and I was like, "You are the best." So I can hear her go out there, I can hear her chatting with someone, and I come back and she's like, "Michelle, someone sat in the front." I come out and it's some fucking old mate of mine that I haven't seen for fucking ages. They're sat in the front row, off their fucking nut, chatting the whole way through the show, chatting to their boyfriend. He's snogging his boyfriend, and I'm just like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, you're right." I'm like, "What is going on? Like, fucking leave. This is a lot." Like, and he was like thinking he was helping. I don't know. He was just having a chat. And I was like,
Oh,
"Fucking get out." He went, "I'm going toilet." I went, "You ain't fucking coming back." He was like, "Oh no, I'm sober now. I'm doing the 12 steps." I said, "Fucking take 14 and fuck off." You know what I mean? Get the
do you know,
fuck out.
there is that. What's that phrase? It's like an old phrase, but you know that the cocaine might leave you, but you don't. No, you can leave the cocaine, but the cocaine doesn't necessarily leave you. And there is some truth in that. People might be clean, but they're still a bit.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But this person in particular wasn't. This person was off his fucking nut. But that was a moment where actually the heckling worked out and we all ended up having a laugh. But it could have gone. You've got to be good
Sure,
enough at that point that you can handle all
for
of the
sure.
moving parts. So I think it takes, either lucky or a skilled comic to, no, and not skilled, just experienced to be able to deal with all of those kind of variables. Yeah.
Final question: how do you unwind after a gig?
Um. Just listen to a podcast or like take a long walk home, or do you know what I mean? Like when I do your gig, I normally walk home after, unless it's like really shit weather. I would walk from your gig to home just to have a think. And do you know what I mean?
We don't want to dox. Is dox the phrase, Tim? We don't want to dox you. When you've moved, are you still in the South London area?
Yeah, I'm in Brixton. So I just went from Clapham
Don't
North
say that.
That's a relief.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. So like, some of you say, don't say that. It's not going to change if just James being like, you all right, mate? Day. Oh, it's really relaxing, isn't it? You busy? Nah, great. Do you want to come down?
Yeah.
No mystery. Someone's dropped out.
Won't say here.
But look, we're very grateful for all the times you've bailed us out. We're grateful that
No,
you've taken that walk. You know.
you guys really like just to have that environment to do all of those work in progresses was such a dream, man. It was such a
Oh,
dream. Like it really
happy
would.
days.
Yeah,
Tim,
genuinely made this tour because I didn't have that much time to get it together or practice the hour. So yeah, nice one.
oh,
Thanks.
Michelle, the feeling's very mutual. Thank you. But we're, such happy memories. I mean, look, we've got a couple coming up, but
You say that you was barely fucking there, James. It was just me and Tim in the trenches.
look, I've got to look after the butler.
James got a lovely review every night. Everything felt like he was there.
Yeah, I did get a lovely review every night. You know what the review invariably was, Michelle?
What?
Great vibes.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, man, we
Nice.
try. We try. Me and Tim would get there. I'd go around spraying the room with fucking whatever weird scent side in my bag, and we'd have a little chat. I'd neck a Red Bull, shout my way through an hour. Fun times.
Can you get to sleep on a Red Bull after?
Nah, I fucking can't, mate.
Ah, right. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
Right.
terrible.
Christ.
Yeah. Just lie in bed at 3 a.m. thinking, oh, I don't feel good. I wonder what that is. It's like, you drinking Red Bull in your 40s. You all right, mate?
Michelle, that was a banger. Tim, that was our expectations were high. You've done the Fosbury flop over the top of the expectations. So thanks for being the perfect guest. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being so patient because you've been asking me for ages and I've been mugging you off for way too long.
Right, the listener doesn't need to know how desperate we are.
Sorry. No. Oh my God. Thank you for responding to all of my texts and emails. I'm really happy that you was able to squeeze me in. I know you guys always have high caliber, great comics on, and it is a fucking privilege and an honor to be in such good company with the level of guests that we have. Thank you.
We'll sort that in post, Tim.
Yeah, lovely. That'll be a lovely clip.
That's the clip. That's perfect. Thank you. Put it on the poster. Michelle, thank you as always. Thanks. You know what? To quote Terry Wogan, thank you for being our friend. Big thanks to Michelle. Tim, it's not really. I shouldn't be saying this.
Okay.
We have lovely chemistry with Michelle, but that's not for us to say that. And the dynamic is she's not afraid to pull our leg.
No, she certainly is not. I've never seen her afraid of anything. Fearless
leg pulling.
Yeah. I mean, goodness me. Yeah, it's it's lighthearted, it's fun, bullying, teasing.
My mother-in-law says of my youngest daughter that she's a complete Horace, and what she means by that is she would never swear, but she's not tolerating any of her nonsense, right?
Fantastic. Yeah.
I think Michelle knows that Tim and I are a couple of Horaces, and she's not tolerating any of our bullshit either.
Absolutely. Oh God, absolutely not.
She's great. If Michelle said jump, we'd do the Fosbury flop.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My goodness.
Right. So Tim, your favourite Michelle? Mine. It has to be Michelle on Graham Norton. It
does have to be. You're warming up for thing. It has to be that. Perfect.
Spine tingling stuff. Tim, what about yourself?
We had, I think there were a good couple of weeks where she was doing the afters preview gigs with us a couple of times a week at least. I saw the show a lot. And we really, I'm going to say, we bonded in that time, pre-gig, having our chats. It was really lovely. So it's just going to be that time. We got onto things. It was great.
So I thought I'd seen quite a few of the afters, and I have. But Tim saw a lot more. And again, even Michelle ripping me for that was great.
Yeah. I mean, she does not. She's not give you an inch. I'm going to say that.
She does not give an inch. And you know what?
No.
Why should she? She's Michelle de Swarte. It's like being friends with Madonna.
Oh, well, I'll take that. Yeah, absolutely.
I said, hang on, I said it as a huge compliment to everyone. I love Madonna.
Oh, one of the true all-time greats.
Does Madonna get the credit she deserves?
I hope. I, if I'm honest, I think she's incredible. I think she probably does.
She probably does, doesn't she?
Yeah, the Queen of Pop.
If you've been the Queen of Pop and culturally relevant for the best part of 50 years, yeah, you're probably getting the credit that you deserve.
Yeah, I hope so.
Here's a random memory. You know, I said recently about the Times doing that piece on something that I remembered randomly. The story goes, Billy Crystal was the Oscars host. Barbara Streisand was supposed to sing at the Oscars and then doesn't get Oscar nominated.
Yeah.
For, I can't remember which film. Let's say it was The Mirror Has Two Faces, but I'm not confident.
Okay.
And then Barbara Streisand doesn't want to sing at the Oscars anymore.
Okay.
Now, just because I don't want to get sued by Barbara, I love Barbara Streisand.
Love Barbara Streisand. Yeah.
But now she doesn't want to perform at the Oscars. So maybe she had a sore throat. Maybe she had
a sore throat.
Madonna doesn't get nominated for Evita.
Okay.
But still performs You Must Love Me at the Oscars.
Oh, wow, good stuff.
Billy Crystal, after the performance, says something like, can I just say, she wasn't nominated, but she still performed, and I think that takes a lot of class, right?
Oh, great.
Who does the camera pick out in the audience?
Yeah. It's Babs. It's Barbara.
Streisand, and I think Streisand starts laughing, but laughing in a way that says, oh, fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not necessarily on Billy. He didn't know the camera was going to pick up. Wait, he probably did, but still.
You know what? I like all three people in that story.
I do. I like all three people.
Love Streisand, who the rumor is has a working mall beneath her mansion. Have you heard that before?
I have heard that. Yes, I have. I can't remember what I've seen that on, but yeah, unbelievable.
The story goes she has her own mall beneath
crazy.
her mansion.
Crazy. Billy Crystal, we've literally done a Comedy Heroes episode on. Such is our love, man.
Such is our love of Billy Crystal. Yes, you're right. We did it. We dedicated it. That's how much we love Billy Crystal. You can check out the Comedy Heroes episode of Billy Crystal. Why did we... Tim, I'm going to address this. We stopped doing that Comedy Heroes because basically they required A-level levels of research.
Yeah.
And then what happened is that Tim and I started just doing these chatty Friday episodes, and they proved just as popular as the comedy. Guys, we're saving ourselves hours each week.
Yes, and we would sneak in an occasional, like, you'd get like a 15-minute Comedy Hero segment within an episode. Remember Patricia Routledge, for example? We did one for her. So it's reimagined. It's not gone. It's reimagined.
Yeah, but also I watched something like a 4-hour Golden Girls documentary.
I forgot about those days. Yeah, my goodness.
So what was happening? I'd drop off one of the kids at like a dance class.
Yeah,
and then I would sit in the car for 2 hours watching this. By the way, very happily watching
the documentaries. Yeah,
great. It's great. I love the Golden. Obviously, love the Golden Girls. But look, guys, we're human beings, and if that gives us 2 more hours to book Always Be Comedy or what have you. And we just do a chat. By the way, we're still putting the work in for the chat episodes, but we're not watching 7 hours of South Bank shows.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, a very good point. Very good point.
We're not having to complete YouTube.
Yeah, my goodness.
Tim, did you watch that 7th documentary about Laurel and Hardy? No, I'm still on the 5th one. Oh, okay. Yeah. Just thought we'd address that. Quite sneaky how we've addressed that at the end of an episode while we're signing off. Big thanks to Michelle. We'll be back. Tim, this Thursday there's a mixed bill. Tim, we've just added Janine Harouni.
Yes, brilliant. Someone who has utilised social media in such a brilliant way. They've clipped up them on Celebrity Mastermind It's got 139,000 likes or something when I saw it this morning. When I was posted this week. It's crazy. It's crazy.
She's a smart dude.
She's a smart dude. She's a very, very, very good comedian. I'm very excited to see her.
Fantastic. So Thursday the 15th of January, this Thursday, is now Harriet Dyer, Janine Haroni, Joe Kent. Well, it's Haroni, isn't it? I've mispronounced. I apologise. It's Haroni like Peroni. Is that right?
Yes, you taught me that actually. Yes. I forgot to use it. Yes, correct.
Harriet Dyer, Janine Haroni, Joe Kent Walters is Frankie Monroe on debut. And
Brilliant.
the return of the great Michael Odewale. Right then, Tim, thank you as always. I'll see you in about 5 hours.
Yeah, genuinely will. Yes. Looking forward to it. See you soon.
Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye, 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 bye.